If someone comes in our classroom with a gun, we're supposed to throw our school supplies at the shooter.
Is it a hard thing to think about?
Yeah, like really, really hard. Because I know that it's possible, you know.
Hi.
I'm Mirai. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Tyrone.
Tyrone. How old are you?
I'm 14.
14. Do you know what we are here to talk about today, or?
About you.
That's correct. It's about an experience that I had when I was in college, when I was 19 years old. Do you know kind of what happened, or?
I believe you were in a school shooting.
Yes.
But that's kind of the extent of what I know.
Do you kind of know what we're here to talk about today, or the topic?
School shooting?
Yes. Oh, you're like, I hope that's not the one.
Yeah. Is it okay to laugh about that? I feel like I'm like making a joke out of it, but it's just because it scares me.
You're totally allowed to laugh about it. I often have to make, jokes about it and a little bit make it lighter, just because it's a hard thing to talk about. Have you guys ever heard of the Virginia Tech shooting?
It wasn't the first. Like it was pretty early on before.
Correct. Yeah. It was in 2007. I was in a French class. So, normal, like typical kind of cold day. And without any warning, a student locked us inside the building, like he chained the door shut on purpose, and he killed 30 people.
I just wanted to know, like, what your immediate thoughts were when you first heard, like, shots.
I didn't really realize they were gunshots, initially. It's because it felt like it was behind me, and then it started to escalate, and it got closer and closer and closer. And I was just thinking, like, what is going on? No one said there's a shooting. Like those words were never. No one called the lockdown and things like that. He quickly burst into the room, and I was in like shock. I didn't know what was going on. My teacher and another student, they tried to put their desk against the door to keep him out, but unfortunately they weren't strong enough, and so he burst through and he shot them first. At this point, I got under a desk. He shot every single person but one in my classroom. So I was almost thinking like, okay, your turn is coming, just like take it, hold on, and that's when he shot me in the back. I was shot in the back the first time, and then in my butt.
Getting shot, what did that feel like?
It felt like a hot pinch. It was not like a movie reenactment where everyone is like screaming and like arms flailing. Yeah. It's not like that. It just feels like heat. It's very hot. That's the best way I would describe it. And then after a while, because I was losing so much blood, I started to feel very cold, like I was just drenched in water. And then I started to fall asleep and kind of lose consciousness. So it sucks. It hurts. It hurts a lot.
How long did it take you to get in touch with your parents after you were shot?
I did not see my parents until I woke up in the hospital. And my surgeon called my parents, and I told my mom that I was shot and that I had to have surgery, and they were like, we can't wait for you. So I woke up at around 4 p.m. that afternoon, and they were in the hospital. That's like the biggest guilt that I have from the shooting, is that I did not call my parents. So I always pick up the phone when my parents call. I'm really quick to respond to them, because I feel really bad about those 4 hours that they had to drive down. Has your school talked about mass shootings or lockdown drills and things like that?
We have a little bit. We've done some lockdowns for if there was ever a shooter in the area or something.
Do you know what you might do if you were in that similar situation?
I think that I would kind of try to hide.
That's a pretty fair point. The awkward thing is that a lot of training would teach you to lock down, but if you can also get out of the space, you should.
So are you saying she shouldn't listen to her teacher?
Kind of. But that's also kind of like a really harsh thing. I'm not saying don't listen to your teacher, but if you have a really good sense and a really good gut feeling that something dangerous is happening, do what you think is best. And that might be disobeying the teacher, but you may be safer outside of that space.
At my school, they have us all group up in a closet or something.
Yeah.
And that always felt weird to me. I asked my teacher, I was like, well, why are we all going right here? We're if someone just opened the door, we would all be here. And they're kind of like, well, I don't know. I can't really do anything about it. I feel like in my school, we're kind of in a little bubble. We're oh, that's all happening in other places. But I think we just need to be more realistic about that, because it could happen here.
Like, have you ever heard an adult say something like, it's never gonna happen here?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
No.
I hope it doesn't happen here. I'm not saying it will. But I think when you say that, you subconsciously don't even open yourself up to like
Yeah.
being prepared and have those conversations. Do you feel pretty safe at school usually?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'll say that, yeah.
What are your thoughts on arming teachers, giving them guns?
I'm not trying to say anything bad, but like there'll be some teachers that look a little sketchy and like kind of scary, and it might just make like the students in the classroom feel unsafe, and it just might just have the environment feel weird, you know?
I think it's a little beyond what a teacher has signed up for. Like they're like, okay, I want to spend time with kids and I want to enlighten the next generation, right? But then they're given this extra job, like you need to carry this thing that could kill someone.
I agree, 100%. Do you think your school does enough for preparedness and training?
If someone comes in our classroom with a gun, we're supposed to throw anything like within reach at them in hopes to stop them. I don't like that it's come to that where we have to try and save ourselves by throwing our school supplies at the shooter.
Is it a hard thing to think about?
Yeah, like really, really hard. Because I know that it's possible, you know.
Are there warning signs that you should look for before shooting?
Yeah, there's definitely some things to like be aware of. Sometimes people openly talk about wanting to do a school shooting. That you should definitely tell a teacher or a parent or whoever that you trust. If you see someone that they're impressed by it, that's enough to just check in on them and see if they're okay. You can't say that, oh, because you did this, you're gonna, do a school shooting, but the whole point of it is to like speak up and to share those concerns, because all school shootings are pre-planned, and often we as their friends or their parents or whoever else can like stop that planning.
What are some ways that you dealt with your trauma after what happened?
I first found a really good counselor, so that was incredibly helpful. And then I tried to take things lighter. So like people will, freak out. Oh, there's traffic. Like that sucks. But like at the end of the day, like you're alive. You got to sit in this traffic. I know it sounds like super corny, but it's true. Like the privilege to have annoyances is a real thing. And sometimes my friends will remind me and like, be grateful for traffic. And I'm like, shut up. But it's true. Be grateful for it because you never know what the next day brings. Hi, I'm Kristina, and thank you for watching Kids Meet a School Shooting Survivor. To learn more about my experience and my foundation, please check for a link below. Bye-bye.